Dudes, what's up? On my way home from work. Another day, another dollar. Ugh, man. Where to start with today? Alright, I'll just get into it. Pet peeve of the day today. Come up to an intersection, whether it be controlled with a four-way stop or traffic light, some dude looking like a clown doing hand signals, anything, alright? Don't go through the intersection if you can't make it all the way through the intersection in the lane that you need to be in. If traffic is backed all the way up to the other side of the intersection, don't drive through the intersection, so you have to stop and be stuck hanging out in the middle of the intersection. Alright? You're impeding traffic. In fact, it is a pretty hefty fine to block an intersection. Now, here's the thing I do. If I can't make it through the intersection, and it's a four-way, it's got green lights, I keep my happy little butt stopped until I can proceed through the intersection. Alright? It's not that hard. Not that complicated. There's laws in effect for people's safety. Not only is it highly dangerous to block an intersection, but also, if there is an emergency vehicle has to get through that intersection, and you're in the middle of it, now you're putting their lives at risk, trying to get around you. It's not worth it. You can wait the 5 seconds for the traffic to move up enough so you can squeak on by through. Oh, what's that, you say? You're honking at me. There's this teenage punk sticking his middle finger out the window, blaring devil music, honking his horn at me, telling me I need to go. Well, too freaking mad, Scooter. You can sit there and wait. Patience is a virtue. Believe me, you're not going to get there any faster if you're blocking the intersection, because now you're still going to have to wait. And then guess what? Now you're blocking the intersection. And if Mr. Police Officer's in a bad mood and he happens to see you blocking the intersection, you're going to get a huge freaking ticket for it. A huge ticket. I think the minimum fine out here is like $500. Depending where you're at, it can be anywhere from $500 to $2,000. I don't know about you, I'm not getting a $2,000 ticket. Goodness great, that's a mortgage payment. Golly. Seriously, just take your time. Being in a hurry ain't good for nobody. You're in a hurry, that's how people get killed. That's how people get hurt. That's how my insurance premium goes through the roof. Because idiots want to think they're Ricky Bobby and they're the only ones on the road. Only ones on the road. God forbid there's another vehicle on the road. Right? Right. So then that leads me to my next point. If you're at one of those intersections and you're turning, make sure there's enough room for you to turn into the lane you're turning into. Don't be blocking, if it's a 2-lane road, don't be blocking both lanes because your dumbass can't figure out that he can't turn into the lane he needs to get into because there's traffic in the way and you're blocking the whole freaking road. That second lane I could have gone into was a green light. Nobody was in it, but I couldn't go because Dum Dum decided he was going to take his freaking jet, his 737 vehicle that he's driving. I mean, the thing was huge. And he's blocking 3 lanes of freaking traffic in the middle of the intersection because he couldn't finish his turn right. He's blocking the lane of traffic. I could have cruised past him. No problem if he had just sat and waited 5 more seconds. No, instead, I gotta sit there and wait 30 seconds and then miss my freaking light. Not that it's that big a deal, because I'm not in a hurry, but goodness gracious, man. It's not that hard. Not that hard. You're driving. I swear to God, you ought to have an IQ test of some sort, a common sense test, like something, before you get your driver's license. You know, you ought to have to do some sort of exam that says, are you dumb enough to not drive? Are you smart enough to drive? Do you have enough common sense to be able to drive your vehicle from point A to point B, following the law, following the signs, following the speed limit, common courtesy to the other drivers? Are you safe? What are you doing? You know, you ought to have some sort of test. There ought to be a test, and I'm not talking about a driving test. It ought to be a written, something stupid, goofy, a puzzle, a crossword, something, to be able to decide if you are mentally and physically capable of driving a vehicle. Because seriously, when you start doing stupid crap because you're in a hurry, you're putting your safety at risk, you're putting other people's safety at risk. It's freaking annoying. 100% annoying. But it's just stupid. It's stupid the amount of crap you see on the road every day when your job is to drive for a living. Every day. And what scares me most is you see that people on their phones while driving. They got it in their hand. Oh, excuse me. They got it in their hand. They're playing games. They're on Facebook. They're doing other stupid crap. If it's not in your hand and you're not distracted by it, then great. Hands free. What do you think I'm doing right now? Hands free. Not an issue. I'm easily paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. Meanwhile, I just look like I'm a freaking mental case because I'm over here talking to myself while I'm driving. But who doesn't talk to themselves while driving? I've had some of the best conversations in the world while I was driving. By myself. So it's not that problem. So when the voices start talking back, where it becomes a problem. That's the funny part. So you start hearing the voices talk back, you might want to get checked out. But anyways, that's the end of my rant for today. If you're driving and it's an intersection and you can't make it through the intersection, don't go through the intersection. Don't be an idiot. You know, like I said yesterday, WNSS. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Don't block the freaking intersection. All right? Y'all have a good day. Drive safe.